So the other morning, I had this unexpected realization about the number 40. I was working out, and the more I thought about it, the more I kind of started explaining a season in my life that I had went through, and at the time I didn't understand while going through it, right? And as I approached 40, and to probably be more accurate, 36, that's when that shift happened that I couldn't explain. I just was not happy with myself. Things that used to get me excited just wasn't getting me excited anymore. And the version of myself that I have known for years just was so unfamiliar. And I definitely didn't know this chick. The chick I was at the time, not this chick. I didn't know her either, but okay. And what had felt like at the time was like a breakdown. I realized later on that it wasn't a breakdown, and I wasn't lost. I know now that I was being recalibrated. So here we are yesterday morning, I'm working out, and it started clicking to me about what I had just read, because I read in the morning before my workout, and I'm reading a book called The Lost Books in the Bible. And I was reading the story about Adam and Eve at the time, right after the time of their, when Cain killed Abel. They literally was separated, and they had their own separate fast for 40 days. And then it was like, Yeshua fasted 40 days after he was baptized by his cousin, John the Baptist. Then I was like, Moses was 40 when he had his shift in Egypt, when he seeing the Hebrew slaves and was like, nah, something's not right, and stuck up for him. He spent 40 days in the mountain receiving fasting and receiving instruction from Yahweh. 40 years the Hebrews spent in the wilderness up the street from the promised land because they weren't mentally ready to receive it. 40 years, right? And just 40. That's all it keeps, like the flood. 40 days before the new beginning emerged, right? And I'm just hearing it again and again and again. And then that's when it was just like the light bulb went off. 40 seems connected to preparation, transition, transformation, testing, becoming. And I start wondering, wonder if that shift that so many of us feel around 40 isn't random. What if it's a season that is asking us to let go of old identities, old patterns, old expectations, and become who we're really meant to be? And that's when the major thought hit me. Wonder if change requires a period of 40. What? Blew my mind, right? Because they always tell you do something for 20-something days to create a habit, or a month, 30-something days, right? What if doing something intentionally for 40 days can create a shift? That's 40 days of prayer, 40 days of journaling, 40 days of reading, 40 days of walking, 40 days of eliminating sugar and dairy, 40 days of drinking more water, 40 days of keeping one promise to yourself. 40 days. I do believe repetition creates identity. And maybe that's why so many transformations are connected to 40. Because change usually is an instant. It's practice, it's repeated, it's embodied. So if you're feeling lost, uncertain, disconnected, or like the old version of you just doesn't fit, maybe you're not falling apart. Maybe you're being recalibrated. And if this is where you are right now, Trust me, I get it. That's why I have opened up a few more spots this month for a recalibration identity call. It's for people seeking more clarity, alignment, or just direction in their next season. Look, I don't have all the answers, but you do. And sometimes we just need people to help us talk it through. And if these conversations resonate with you, follow Mind and Mind Reset on Patreon. We're going deeper into self-trust, intentional living, and becoming who we're called to be. Because sometimes what seems like confusion is actually preparation for what's next. Remember, mind your spirit, mind your health, and mind your business. Peace and blessings, lights.